Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. I am going to be your caster this evening. Thank you for joining me, sir. I'm just trying to get the little bit of pop filter that's in this scene is out of there. There we go. We are going to be going to Battlefield of Eternity. This is our first game in our 2 best of 3s that we have this evening. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for supporting. We have House of Chez on the left, and we have CT Hanamura Drift. CT stands for calculated throws. I had to ask that earlier, but we are going to... Is it true that... yes. Yes. And it's my birthday. We have to, of course, respond to things. Let's go ahead and find out how we got to Battlefield of Eternity, because I'm sure you're itching to find out that information. The home team this evening is going to be the members of House of Chez. They are going to be winning the coin flip, unlike Kaimo Tripson, and winning and going for first pick priority. Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout are going to be banned out by them. CT Hanamura Drift is going to be banning out Sky Temple and Infernal Shrine, since the opposing side opt for first pick priority. We're going to be seeing Battlefield of Eternity as the first map pick chosen by the members of CT Hanamura Drift. If you're wondering what CT stands for, it is calculated throw. We do have, also really quickly, Beowulf, how's it going, friend? And guess the right time, 1 p.m. AEST. What is AEST? If it's 1 p.m. for you, are you, let's see, 1 p.m., so that means you're up further in time. So are you like SEA area? Oh my God. Sudokan, thank you so much for the support, my friend. Thank you for the 2 months of support. Thanks for using your Twitch Prime over here. Enjoy your Asmapog, your finger guns, your Baja Rages, and your Gilded Beard in chat.
Thanks for the support of NGS.
No, of course. Been here since season 2, not going anywhere ever. We do have a Garrosh Rexar band on the left-hand side. We're going to be seeing a Vala and Joanna band on the right. A Nubrek will be the first pick for the members of for House of Chez. CT Hanamura Drift, which CT stands for calculated throw, if you are wondering, is going to be picking up a Tyrande ETC. This is a strong duo together. You could look for something like a Diablo as well, but I think that they're not looking to maybe even dive with the ETC. They're maybe just looking to capitalize on the CC train that they can provide. Gul'dan and Ario will be picked up on the left-hand side. I wonder, Gul'dan's not something I see too often on Battlefield of Eternity, but it is a zone-based potential map, so we might be seeing that is... Oh my God, Sparhawk has the day after me, dang, alrighty. Australian Eastern Standard Time, holy crap, okay. I'm actually Central, but people do East Coast more. Oh my God, Moist Wieners! Thank you for the 69 bits. Zuo Rules, how you doing? Thank you almost everyone for coming by. Shad, how you doing, friend? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Thanks for helping out. We're pushing for that Twitch partner goal. We need to get that 75 average viewership up. Typically, a little bit over 75 is the benefit, but as long as we're hitting those higher numbers, that's the best part. And I think tomorrow we're gonna apply again for funsies. We'll see if they accept me, but I think tomorrow, if tonight's stream is good, I think we're gonna apply tomorrow and see if we can potentially get Twitch partner for the... I think tomorrow, if I apply, will be my 5th application. But we have a draft that's actually unfolding, so let's dive into that. We do have an Alarak being banned out on the right-hand side with a Raynor on the left, so getting rid of the aggression coming out from the members of House of Chez, but taking away the race potential from CT Hanamura Drift on the side of House of Chez with that Raynor ban. Tyrande ETC, I actually would love that for them to go into a gray main. It would pair well with the composition they're already putting out, and then maybe they grab a Li Ming. Oh, Chen for the solo lane. You wonder and keg this. You absolutely wonder and keg this. I know it anti-synergizes with Moshpit, but you wonder and keg this 1000%. Special Kid Miles, how you doing, friend? Thanks for calling by. My goodness, I just noticed that your head is so smooth, loving the beard. I did a little grooming today. I shaved my head and then I cleaned up the beard a little bit. We cleaned up the mustache and we cleared up the sides so they're not as patchy, not patchy, but just like bulky. Then I got some stray hairs out of there. But thanks for noticing. I really appreciate that, Shad. Seriously, that makes me feel really good inside. Mal'Ganis and Ragnaros will be what rounds out the draft on the left-hand side for House of Chez. So I'm guessing the Mal'Ganis will be in the solo lane with Ragnaros in the 4-member on bottom. That's what I'm expecting. Honest to God, House of Chez is drafted for Infernal Shrines, in my opinion. This is 100% an Infernal Shrines draft on the left. We'll see what happens here. I don't know. Like this screams to be Infernal Shrines. There's value from this, but it's just this is very like siege heavy. This is very clearing the shrines and everything like that. But we are going to be having a Jaina as the round out on the right hand side. It's going to pair into the ETC. I was leaning more into Li Ming for race potential and reset value, but if there's no Li Ming player, Jaina is such a great pickup as well. Pairs into the ETC, Tyrande, Greymane, and sustained damage, Water Elemental, or into the Ring of Frost can be optional as well. Don't forget, by the way, for everyone who's using like Pog Slides and Bongo Cats, we have like the pro version of Better TV, so I have like 50 slots, and I've added, I think we're sitting around like 40 now. Like I've added in 40 different emotes, so we have a bunch of those. So if you don't have Better TV, I highly recommend it. It's an extension you can get for Chrome, and it allows you just to have a bunch more emotes that you can just throw into chat. For example, one of the ones that I picked up today, where is it? Salt Train. This is just that's like, come on, it's a salt train. That is so perfect. I'm sure you're actually all here to find out what my opinion actually is on this draft at hand. And overall, I gotta say, the members of CT Hanamura Drift look really, really strong here. I like their race potential. I like the synergies between them. I think their burst potential is really high. The team fight coming out from the members of House of Chez is very, very strong in itself. But their team fight's strong, but their race potential is very lacking. Their siege could be great as well. So maybe they're just banking on their team fight winning out, and then they can siege in, and they're not gonna have to worry so much about the quick potential race that you need to take with the Immortal. But either way, we're in game number 1. I hear you casting my game tonight. Gaius, really? I'm casting Division D West, the Baddest Dudes versus the Spoilers. Are you in the Baddest Dudes, Gaius? Because that'd be awesome. All right, let's go ahead and get into this game, because I can hear the chickens, and they're just... Can we talk about this right now? This is so good. Mal'Ganis is going to be played by Mariners. We're going to be having Caribou on the Ariel. Flash is going to be on the Gul'dan. Ridley is going to be on the Anub'arak, and Death 1300s is going to be on the Ragnaros. On the right-hand side, we're going to be having the members of CT Hanamura Drift. We have Danilor going to be on the Chen and top lane. ETC going to be played by Genzers. Brickhouse is going to be on the Jaina. Shivs, I think it is. It's going to be on the Greymane, and we have Night Knight going to be on the Tyrande. I believe this is if... Okay, no, sorry. I read CM, and for some reason my mind started mixing the letters around. I was like, oh, Colorado School of Mines. No, that's CSM. But in my head I was like, oh, we might get some oddity picks later on if this Greymane is doing any sort of shot calling or drafting for them. But all of that aside, let's go ahead and actually get into our level 1s, as I forgot to pull those up as I was just laughing way too hard at the chicken mount within the Hall of Storms right there. We have 5 stacks currently on the Gul'dan, so working their way quickly through those Echo Corruption stacks, and the quicker they get that, the bigger or the faster they can really start to shred into this enemy team. Mal'Ganis going into Winged Guard. I believe that's a banned talent at level 1. And my game just crashed. My computer just froze. Okay, we're good. What the heck is happening? I thought my entire computer froze. I think we're good. I'm sorry, everybody, for that. That was super weird. I've never had that happen. I swear that's never happened before. Alright, how you doing? Darth, how you doing, friend? Thanks for coming by. They're calling me in my own language, the chicken language. Oh my god, Weenus. Also, nice sword, by the way, Weenus. Wrong turn at Albuquerque. Oh yes, the people G as well. Okay, sorry, let's focus in on the game right here. We had a little bit of I had a small panic attack because I was just like, oh please, like tell me I don't have like CPU issues all of a sudden. But we're good. We're good. I was literally hovering over the banned talent, and all of a sudden, my entire game just had a panic attack. Mostly me too. I don't know if you heard me during all that because I wasn't looking to see if OBS was putting out audio and anything like that. But I think we're like, it hangs for a couple seconds. And then we're good? We're actually going to get a pause from one of the players. Hold on. Is it fully frozen on stream? Uh-oh. 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 What do we do? We're sub 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm just making sure that the playback's actually good. It seems like everything's good on y'all's end, right? You're not saying like, oh my god, everything's broken. Okay, no, okay. Let me love you too, Special Kid Miles. Seriously, I had no idea, not trying to mess with anyone. What do we do? I'm fine with restarting. I don't know who to ping in Discord. Hold on one second, I need to check something. Okay, we're good. Sorry, I just had to make sure something was running perfectly in the background. Stream is good? Okay, good. Sorry, I had like my entire computer was just like, I don't know about this, Bahamut. I think we restart, right? It's supposed to be sub 2 minutes, isn't it? I think it's sub 5 minutes in the game. Let's see what we got here. Restart and pick a different talent. I'm okay with this. But I have to do draft mode? No. Remake lobbies. And then... Sorry, I'm just making sure that they... I'm getting pings. Okay, R is letting me know. They can remake the match if they agree. Close enough to 2 minute mark, avoid forfeit. Okay. Draft statistics for bans. Okay. Let's go. Okay. All right, everyone. We had like a bait and switch here as we are going to be redoing all of this. No, don't rejoin. All right, leave. Create game. Battlefield of Eternity. Make observer. Referee. Tournament draft. No match history. Team number 1 gets first pick priority. We are going to be getting Flash. Invite to game. Night. Invite to game because they all have the same portraits. What is Wing Guardian? Wing Guardian Leviosa. It's basically there's an issue with how it procs. That's basically all it is. We don't need to figure it out. We don't need to discuss all that. I think technically it is a forfeit. It is actually 2 minutes. Someone corrected me. One of the admins corrected me. But they're basically saying if the teams are cool with it, it doesn't really matter. Like if it was like 2 minutes and like 15 seconds. There's no reason for us to literally force a forfeit. Round 2, here we go. More chicken sounds. Yeah, more sweetness. We have more opportunities for chicken sounds here. Alrighty. The lewdness in these channels. All right, we're good. We're good. Okay. I don't appreciate the Harry Potter pun you pulled on me. Well, I mean, I gotta. Heroes start flying around. It's all very silly. Yeah, exactly. Okay. We got a ready from 1. All right. I'm trying to figure out for VOD reasons, I'm gonna keep it. For VOD reasons, we're just gonna keep it. And let's just go ahead and get right into the draft. We don't need to restart and do everything over again. But welcome back. We're just gonna R for not restart. But we're going to be speeding on through this draft as quickly as possible. They want to at least make sure that the data points for the replay files are going to be correct, and I think without a draft mode, it would screw it up, and I guess that does make sense. I was thinking it wouldn't matter, but at the same time, I wonder who they'll pick. Yeah, exactly.
For the frozen throne.
Quidditch where Hammer's the golden snitch. Oh god. If it was a level 16 talent, I agree, force a forfeit per the rule, but being so early about teams, yeah. I honest to God, like I usually say something in chat, but it was the last pick and I was just not paying attention to it close enough, and I just missed actually pointing that out. Because I usually just copy pasta that entire like Mal'Ganis level 1 Wingguard is globally banned, but either way. Fingers crossed that we don't get a mispick and we don't have to redo draft again. That's the big thing. While we're kind of hanging out here, while we're waiting for everything, I can talk about schedule and everything. So obviously we have this best of 3 coming up at you. We have a Division D West match, and that's going to be the Baddest Dudes versus the Spoilers. That's going to be at 7:30 PST. Tomorrow I won't be streaming because I'm going to go up on the mountain and go snowboarding, and then I'm going to go out to the bar and try and do social things out in the real world. On Saturday, I'll be over on Jinxie Cat stream. We're going to be doing some D&D with Tetcher, Weenus, Cat Peach, Mike, Stark, and myself, and obviously Jinxie Cat is the DM. And then Sunday, I do not have any stream. I won't be anywhere. I think I'm just going to be going snowboarding in the morning, and then I'm doing a birthday party with like friends who live in the neighborhood here Sunday night. And then Monday, I'm going to be starting stream around 1 or 2 o'clock PST, so it's going to be 3, 4 o'clock if you're on the East Coast, maybe earlier. It just really depends on what we end up doing in the morning. And then I'm just going to stream all afternoon. So we're going to play games, we're going to cast games. We'll probably do a little bit of sports beers as well, so it's going to get interesting. So it'll be a fun afternoon, but definitely come by Monday. It is the birthday stream. We're going to be going for a significant amount of time, and as I said beforehand, we're going to be applying for a Twitch partner once again tomorrow. So please, by all means, bring all your friends, give me all the viewership, because we're going to try and get that last little bit of push that we need for the right stats. But as Weenus wanted, here we are. The chickens are back. We're here on Battlefield of Eternity. This is the intro to the game, everybody. This is it. We don't need to say names. Hostage Chez on the left, Hanamura Drift on the right. That's it. Let's get into mid, and let's go ahead and check out what we get for a bottom lane engagement. No winged guard this time. We're all set. Everything worked out perfectly, and shout out to the members of CT Hanamura Drift for being so cool and just saying, you know what? Let's keep the game going. We don't want to just win off a forfeit. We want to earn our win. Sentinel Wisp coming through, and we are back on Hanamura. Here we go into game number 1 of our first best of 3 of the evening. And no real changes, but the one thing that I will point out here, they did have to give over 10 stacks from the Shifting Meteor, and I believe the Echoed Corruption was sitting around, somewhere around 5. So realistically, they should stand still so they can get their stacks back. No, it's just, it's not that big of a deal, but at the same time, like, so it was 2 minutes and like 17 seconds or so. So it was just really cool of them to be like, you know what, we'd have to reset our stacks and all that kind of stuff, and at the same time, like, I think this is the cooler thing to do, and this is why I like a lot of community leagues as well. That was really, really smart of Genzers right there to not use the face melt, so that Brickhouse was going to get full value from the blizzard that they threw on top of someone, and they just held that CC onto them with just the power slide. That was really, really smart. Like, this is actually really strong ETC play, because they're just holding that ability instead of using it, because a lot of ETC is power slide, face melt, and then try and walk around the enemy member. But instead, they're just saying, you know what, Jaina and Tyrande are going to get value, and if I do use my talents here, I'm going to screw them up essentially. So I love that they're communicating this information. I'm just going to power slide, and then they get the burst on top of someone. While all this is happening, while they did get a couple kills in their favor on the side of Hanamura Drift, they are going to be able to pick up a camp as well. The members were cycling back in. Sentinel coming out from Tyrande, not connecting onto anyone, just showing getting a little bit of vision for them. Hi, Bandit Bud. What's up? Find a comfy spot? He's trying to get as close as he can to the camera. We have 3 to 3 in our levels, and yes, just balk in chats. That's it. Social things. Also, Zell, how you doing, bud? Ektar, how you doing, friend? Good to see everyone in chat. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for helping us push towards our goal. As we are going to be seeing Danlor and Mariners in this top lane, just going back and forth. I don't expect I actually don't expect Mal'Ganis to win out this lane against the Chen. I think the Chen has way more sustainability over the Mal'Ganis, and the way that they're kind of poking at them with abilities, they're actually going to kick in, and Mal'Ganis has to use the Fell Claws to get out of there. Mal'Ganis is playing a real risky game because there is a minion wave here, and this Chen doesn't have any sort of reset, but they've got a flying kick, and if they step a little too far forward, that Chen doesn't go through the gate, and you can see they're playing through the gate. They're trying to bait them to the far side of that wall. Chen might be able to actually drink through the pain, but that was a bit of a misstep as they step too far forward, and Mal'Ganis will be going down in top lane. Fourth blood going over to the members of Hanamura Drift as we have our first Immortal phase spawning here in the next 10 seconds. Let's go ahead and get the vision for one of the teams. Now, who doesn't have a quest in town? Let's actually get the vision for our blue team right now. Flash getting forced back by the Chen, making that safer rotation out. In the bottom lane, they are going to be just poking out, clearing wave. They're about a level behind in experience as they have found a couple kills on the opposing side, pushing them up quite effectively here. This will be Mal'Ganis making it back in, starting to walk on in. This is going to be a new Brack Burrow charging forward, trying to find some damage onto the Greymane, but they're not going to be able to solidify a kill just yet. Night Rush coming out from the Mal'Ganis. Death split from the friendly team as this is going to be a Chen finding a kill onto the Ragnaros. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, the friendly team is going to be split, and Brickhouse is going to get too low, and then they're going to trade out a kill right there. Jaina for Ragnaros as Chen kicks into the enemy team, just trying to get into a better position on this map. Meanwhile, there was a Shaman Camp grabbed by the blue team. House of Chez will be able to get some pressure through bottom lane, but speaking of House of Chez, they get their first kill of the game just now, but they needed quite a few more if they want to close that experience gap as well as find themselves that 7 talent tier. And this is the one thing I was talking about during draft. They really don't have a whole lot of race potential here. Greymane is the main source of race potential coming out from CT Hanamura Drift, but Jaina does offer a lot from herself as well with that frostbite damage. She did go into the, oh wow, that's a great kick out from the Chen. They dive onto the Gul'dan, they find a kill onto them. Detainment Strike coming out from Caribou as another Burrow Charge comes out from Ridley. There's going to be a bit of a body block happen from the Chen. Do they have another kick out? That's going to be onto Ridley. They're just trying to be a nuisance here as they do find themselves up halfway through this Immortal phase as it goes to the race potential sides on both teams. Chen just trying to be a nuisance over here on the left-hand side while we are going to be seeing the race begin. But as I said, like, they got a Greymane on the right-hand side with a Jaina as well. They will whittle down the Immortal on the left-hand side to about half its shielding. Gonna grab these regeneration globes. It's gonna be ETC hitting 10 finally. They're about halfway through the proc rock, and to be halfway through roughly 5 minutes into the game, that's actually pretty good. They will be able to pick up quite a few, and they should be able to hit that proc rock stack probably right around the 10 mark, maybe a little bit after. But this first objective phase is going to be pretty telling of how the rest of the game is going to be going, due to the fact that it's how aggressive a team is what's to be expected later on in the game. Really good use of the Ragnaros to defend against this Immortal push just to buy some extra time. Huge swipe coming out from them as well just to force back the enemy team so they can't step up onto the fort with the Immortal, allowing them to whittle down with the Gul'dan. But this is going to be Ridley getting caught out of position, going to be going down right there, as now the Immortal and the enemy team are going to be pushing up onto the fort. And with that note right there, that they're pushing out of the fort this quickly and the Immortal this healthy, and the kill on the Anubrak, I think they might look at the keep front gate. They won't be able to confirm keep here, I don't think, but they definitely will be able to find themselves some damage on that front gate and soft push into this a little bit, as the Immortal's already going to be going down. And yeah, this, by soft push I mean they get 2-3 hits and they have to back out of there. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Mal'Ganis and Chen are going to be brawling out consistently. We have had our talents up for quite some time as well. Let's go ahead and get an idea of what some of these other numbers are going to be looking like. So we have our damage, experience, as well as healing coming in, and then we'll look at the KDA. But Danlore in this bottom lane. Oh, I didn't have the right vision selected right there, as we are going to be having the Detainment Strike coming in. They do get the flying kick to the far side. Fellclaws won't find the stun they need. Meanwhile, in top lane, Ragnaros is still defending against this. They probably got about, I'd say like 80 or so seconds still before they have any sort of the, actually 50 seconds going to be on that Molten Core form, so a little bit less than what I was expecting, but still a bit of a rough spot if they were to try and push in, because if you were able to get that off and force them back, that's just a big tool for the friendly team. Meanwhile, Mal'Ganis is just hanging out in bottom lane, just soaking up, waiting for the wave to crash into them. They do get vision on the enemy team, and they can show, it was pretty apparent that they were rotating into this bottom camp, so the friendly team sees this, and they actually might be able to steal away this camp. At least that's the way it's looking. Yeah, that's how it's looking for me on my map right now. Let's actually jump over the red side vision, as we do have this Mal'Ganis being thrown around in bottom lane, able to get behind the gate. That's going to be a stun coming out from the Tyrande. They don't realize that there is a camp being stolen away from them right now, as they are pushing into bottom lane, trying to open this up a little bit further. On the note of this being the bottom lane, and the reason they're doing this is the fact that this is going to be an Immortal phase that, if won by them, will be going into bottom lane. Immortal always tracks onto the most well-defended lane. So if a fort's in bottom lane and there's nothing in top, well, obviously that's where you know your next Immortal is going to be going. So soft pushing into that allows you to now say, if we get the Immortal, we don't have to worry about the gate being a defensive tool for the enemy team. We can just dive right in and try and take that fort and push up to a keep front gate, much like how they did beforehand. Tyrande already on the right-hand side, and with 10 talent tiers, they're going to steal away this camp. ETC one stack away. As I said, right around that 10 talent tier, they should be finishing out Proc Rocket. They're going to rotate into the bottom lane, considering trying to pick up one regeneration globe maybe, and they're just gonna have to. No, actually, I think this is more zoning than anything else. I think they're just trying to provide vision for the friendly team, because ETC's race not the strongest. So you're gonna get one auto attack for 153 damage every 1.25 seconds, I believe. Yes. So it's not the quickest in the world, but it's, I mean, still it still is damage, but the zoning potential and the vision provided is actually a really, really good tool for them. As they go for the mosh pit, gonna be interrupted, 10-second cooldown onto that one right there. Horrify coming out from the Gul'dan as Flash is getting a little bit low. Web Wrap wet onto the ETC. Chen gonna be going to the Storm Within Fire form. They're gonna try and burn through the Web Wrap as well. That is gonna be over. Flash gonna be getting the Crystal Aegis from the Ariel, needing to get out of there. No Horrify to save them as Death is going to, oh, that was a very good mosh pit, but it was immediately interrupted with the Detainment Strike. Carrion Swarm on the right hand side of our screen, just trying to force back the enemy team. Night Rush coming out with a Blast Furnace underneath that. That's going to be Danlor going back into their main core form, as this is going to be Mal'Ganis a little too low. Does get picked off as the flying kick comes through. Nubrak with a great burrow charge. Shivs is so very low, but with some 100 health, they're able to get out of there. And the Immortal phase mostly going over in favor for the members of CT Hanamura Drift. But 10 talent tier on the opposing side has forced them back a little bit here. 5 seconds on the Mal'Ganis, but only 6,000 roughly health on this Immortal phase. Let's actually jump over to the red side vision, get an idea of how they're going to step up onto this phase right here. We're actually seeing the vision for the ETC. Detainment Strike going to be forcing them away. Flash is going to be in a bit of a rough spot. That is going to be them going down with the Shifting Meteor finding that kill. Actually, Greymane finding that kill for them. Shifting Meteor being finished out. My apologies on that. Night Rush coming through, going to buy a little bit of time, but meanwhile on the right-hand side, Greymane's like, I'll just go ahead and race this with Tyrande. We do a great job together, and you guys can just zone for us, and that's exactly going to be it. As I said, Immortal phase should be going through bottom lane. Will be going through bottom lane. ETC does need one more stack. Okay, they find it in bottom lane. I was about to say, like, you can get it right here, but no, they don't need it right there. Whew. Gravesville, thank you for the raid, my friend. Welcome everyone from Gravestream. I hope you had a good, I believe you were playing Storm League. I was lurking a little bit earlier in your stream. I hope your games went well. Hope it wasn't like, I think yesterday you had a bit of a teeter fest. I think you were going back and forth, or it was just losing fest. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I hate to bring up that memory, but either way, I hope your stream was good, bud. I hope you had some good positive games and you were able to rank up a little bit. But we are going to be here on Battlefield of Eternity. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope you all stick around as we're pushing towards that partner, trying to find our way closer to that 75 average viewership. But now, the members of CT Hanamura Drift, they themselves are going to be trying to find a keep front gate, if not a keep. Immortal shielding is going to be falling, but still going to be up. You can see that kind of red glow following or just kind of around the Immortal that allows them, or that signifies that they are going to be having that shielding still up and available. Once that goes down, they also start to attack from melee range instead of from range, and that allows the enemy team to kind of step up onto that a little bit better. Web Wrap went onto the ETC as the burrow charge is trying to find their way into the backline. They're focusing onto the Greymane. Mosh Pit connecting onto, I think, every single person of House of Chez as the Horrify comes out as well. Mal'Ganis is the first one to go down, as well as the Nubrak and Gul'dan. We currently have Caribou able to make it out alive as the Ragnaros is picked off as well. And 11 minutes into the game, the members of Calculated Throw Hanamura Drift are going to be able to take game number 1 in our first best of 3 of the evening. GG, well played. What's up, Val? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Even more potato today? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. Totski! Welcome everyone from Totski's stream. Holy crap. Totski, thank you so much for raiding over. We just finished game 1 in our first best of 3. Holy crap, Totski. How are your games? Totski raid message. More raids. Thank you so much, Totski. I really appreciate that. I hope you had good games in your stream. If someone in chat can shout out Graysville and Totski, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate that. I heard you started to say CCS. I know, right? I don't know why, but Calculated Throw and can't counterpick stupid. I always mix those up, and I don't know why. My brain just freezes every single time, and I don't know why. Wait, Bahamut can see me? Yeah, I can see you. Of course I can see you. Ended early. The games are rough today. Oh no, I'm sorry, Totski. I'm sorry to hear that. Let me show talents really quickly, and then let me get my map updater updated, and we'll go ahead and get into game number 2 here in just a moment. Okay. Wait, is Sarah in chat? Oh my god, Sarah's in chat as well? Totski, we need to talk about who you want to beat up in January. I have a couple ideas I wanted to throw towards you, but I wasn't sure if you might have someone that you might want to personally challenge or beat up. But we need to talk about that soon. Boop. Sorry, I have to figure out maps and stuff like that. Oh, is it not doing it? Hold on, here. Try again, Ektar. Try again. Oh, Kalia's got it. Thank you, Kalio. Thank you so much. There we go. Ektar has a sword now. We fixed things. I actually realized I was going through my roles not too long ago, and I was like, I don't have many mods. So I was just like, I'm just gonna start modding people who show up a lot in my chat, and if they want it, cool. If they don't, you can just let me know. You love to hear ideas? Okay, I'll ping you after stream. I'll send you, I think I'll start a message with you, me, and Cat Peach. Unless Big Scary just is gonna be on your team instead this time. Then we'll just keep the same chat lobby we have, and then we'll just add the person that we need to add to it. I mean, if Totski wants to fight someone in January, I would love to have that happen again. Oopsie. All right, let's get Night Night in here. Let's also update the score so you all know who's up in our first best of 3 of the evening. Oh, Bandit does commentate. Does Bandit commentate as well? Absolutely, Eddie. Bandit is probably the best commentator in North America. Mods abound, exactly. But I thought I was the only one. Totski, you want a sword? You want a sword, Totski? You can have one. He's an old boy. He's only 5 years old. He'll be 6 in the spring. The power. It's a growing collection. Yeah, Ektar's just always here, and he's a good man, so I trust him. But if Totski, if you want that sword, just let me know. I trust you. I trust you. I can't be trusted. I only used to annoy people. Oh god. I'm gonna throw that right there, and I need. Okay. All right. Hold on 1 second. Ultimate cosmic power. Itty bitty lit in space. Oh, phenomenal cosmic power. Excuse me. I always get that wrong. Let's go ahead and get a Twitch link, and we'll get going into this next one. Must be his beard? Possibly. Give the shark lady a sword of triumph. Can we trust Totski not to stab people with it? Totski, honest to God, is the sweetest, nicest person on earth. Like, we hung out at BlizzCon. You better watch out, meow. She's such a sweet person, and Big Scary Duck is just such a nice boy. He bought me a beer. He did not have to do that, and he did. And it honestly makes me feel like that, like little things like that, like little gestures in life like that means the world to me. All right, we're gonna get going into this. We have our draft. We have everything set up. Let me make sure that that's all good. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into game number 3. Nope, 2. I was doing so well up until then. Welcome back, everyone, to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have the House of Chez, and on the right is going to be Calculated Throw Hanamura Drift, or CT Hanamura Drift, if you will. If you're sitting at home and you just got raided over from Tatsuki or from Gravesville and you're like, Bahamut, how did we get to Volskaya? It's okay, I got you covered. You don't have to yell. I can hear you from here. The home team is going to be House of Chez. They won the coin flip, unlike Kaimo Tripson on Gilly Shark, and they will ban out Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout. They opted for first pick priority in that game number 1. Sky Temple and Infernal Shrines will be banned out by the members of Calculated Throw, Hanamura Drift. Battlefield of Eternity was the first map chosen by them. They won that. They opted for first pick priority on the side of House of Chez in game number 2 as the losers. So map pick once again is going to be going over to the members of Calculated Throw, Hanamura Drift. We have to take our time with this, and they'll be picking Volskaya Foundry as our map here. Let's go ahead and get back into draft and find out what we're going to get. Rexar and Garrosh being banned out once again. Vala will be removed, but do they ban out something else instead, or are they going to be going for... Oh god, now I'm blanking on what... I had it for a second, I was like, wait a minute, what did they ban out in the second slot in game number 1? He butts around with scissors. See, now I have to scroll up and I have to find out what that's from. Buttsbot is just kicking in. Hector's a good man, he runs around with scissors. Good call, Falcon. You must stay. Oh god, it's so you're supposed to stab people with the... Oh my god, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Just... You wonderful people. And Tatsuki, once again, thank you so much for the raid. I really, really appreciate it. Joanna was the ban on the opposing side. That's what it was. Alrighty, we have an ETC first pick coming out from the members of House of Chez. So they're going to be setting up with that ETC for some control, for some zone potential. Something like an Ana is still up and available if they want to go like Ana with a Jaina, Ana with a Li Ming. This early in the draft works really well for them, but they're going to go for the Tyrande. Okay. So still wanting that priority into the Jaina, but in a team fight situation, especially with the Tyrande as well, you can get so much burst, and the Tyrande offers a setup for you. So maybe we see something like a Diablo or a Murden as the main tank for the members of Calculated Throw, Hanamura Drift. ETCs are our left side main tank, or even solo lane potentially. We could still see main tank Uther pop up here. I doubt it. I really doubt it, but I don't think it's main tank Uther, but it's going to be a Divine Shield for the ETC mosh pit, I'm guessing here. And I wonder, there's a Falstad pickup, so I wonder if they're going to just gust away the team fights they don't want, or if they're going to be trying to like gust into a corner with a mosh pit. It's difficult, but it does get value. Now, something else to note, this is something that I feel like a lot of people might overlook here and there. When you have a Falstad, you do have a slow on the gust itself. I believe it's a 30% slow over like a couple seconds. If you're actually able to, if you gust into a corner and then get Purification Salvo from Phoenix, or if you salvo then gust, because it doesn't matter how far away is, as long as they're targeted by the salvo, they will actually get that damage buff from being a slowed target. So that is something to consider. It's very difficult to run that composition. I remember watching it with Jay Howe, or might even be the day I cast it with Haloran, but it was during the Fall Tespa Collegiate Series. That was one of the days, I think it was Colorado School of Mines actually was the one who brought that out, and I saw it and I pieced it all together and I was like, I love this. This can actually be really, really strong. But Anub'arak ban on the right-hand side, the members of House of Chez getting rid of that Anub'arak. We have a Raynor and an Arthas going to be the other two picks. I think... Is that Arthas skin banned? Chat, help me. I trust you. Is that Arthas skin banned? Jaina the Frost Mage? No, you're wonderful. Eric, thank you for coming by, bud. Gonna go stream, hop on for now, have fun with the matches. Thanks for coming by, Hanamura. You have a wonderful night, my friend. Good luck in your games. Gust his own mosh. There's actually, if you go on my Discord, there's a clip of my friend who's an ETC player that's very, very good, and them saying, don't gust, and then I go, I'm gonna gust, and yeah. That's actually pinned in the replay channel, if I'm not mistaken. We do have this Imperius on the left-hand side with a Li Ming as well, so a lot of... This is actually kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. I really like House of Chez's draft so far. Now, I will not discount the fact that there are a lot of things that are buffing out the Raynor here. You have slows from Jaina, slows from Arthas, so that ace in the hole from Raynor is going to be really, really impactful. They're going to shred through enemy heroes, but their solo lane matchup is going to be the Chen. Once again, Wandering Keg, please. Please, Danlore. Wandering Keg. I know it doesn't get rid of stagger damage, so just don't take any. Just Wandering Keg. It's just the mount. I thought so. The mount is banned. The Arthas mount is It doesn't matter at this point. They're not gonna be able to do anything. We'll find out if we get when we get in the game here. Yeah, because I think it was the bat mount is banned, but I wasn't sure if the skin and the mount were kind of like a one and the same kind of thing. Solo heal Uther. Imperius has self-sustain, Li Ming can have self-sustain, ETC has self-sustain, Falstead can have self-sustain, so depending on talent picks, I think actually the Uther's not super screwed here, but they are still going to be the only healer in the game right there. Why is the mount banned? Because it's usually typically when mounts are banned or abilities are banned, it's either because it auto procs too much, it's difficult to see. So for example, Cybernetic Kael'thas, I believe that one's banned out because it is very difficult to see the flame strike specifically on Sky Temple. Same thing with Mecha Muradin. It is very difficult to see some of his abilities from that form. Now let's get into the cast because I'm sure this is what you're all here for. This right here, this is it. House of Chez on the left-hand side, down 1 in our best of 3 series. We have got the Uther played by Caribou. Marinas is going to be on the Li Ming. We have Ridley going to be on the ETC. Death is going to be on the Imperius, and Flash will be on the Falstad. Hey, it's me. On the right-hand side, we got CT Hanamura draft. We have Brickhouse going to be on the Jaina. Shiz is going to be on the Rainer. We have Genzer is going to be on the Arthas. Night Knight will be on the Tyrande, and Chen going to be played by Danlore. Calculated throw, Hanamura drift. Dear Lord, I tried to get one part, then screwed up the rest. Yo, what's up, Mystic? How you doing, bud? Sam, how are you? Cuddlebear Stitches is too fluffy. Cuddlebear Stitches is banned because the Putrid Bile is really difficult to see. Like I remember watching someone stream on release day for Putrid Bile, or for that Stitches, and I remember someone doing Putrid Bile and like looking at it was on Towers of Doom as well, and I looked at it and I was like, that's going to be a tournament ban. Like day 1 it was a tournament ban as well, because immediately like you started seeing messages in different Discords like, we should maybe ban that Cuddlebear Stitches because it's really difficult to see the Putrid Bile on the ground, and that's why that one's banned out. So things like the Invisible Horse are banned out because they're just difficult to see. Me personally, whenever I've casted stuff, like I've never had a problem with it, but it's different for everybody, obviously. Like the reason we don't have animated portraits anymore is because the majority of the community complained that they couldn't tell what hero was being picked on the opposing side, because the one skin looked like another hero. Like a good example of that is actually Valera with her one of the skins that she got, which kind of makes her into like a vampire hunter kind of thing. It kind of looks like something out of, I can't think of the name. Van Helsing. It's like a Van Helsing skin. That actually can be very, very close to Vala. So I think people are getting confused by things like that, thinking that one hero was another, and then, well, it just kind of... That's why we no longer have animated portraits, is because people complained about not being able to see the heroes too much. When I was at BlizzCon, that was one of the things I told the developers. I was like, put animated portraits back in and just custom games. Then no one will be like, then I'll be happy. Because, and typically in custom games, you are going to be going, like, it's a competitive scene, so most people understand what hero's going up against. Also, you can usually hover your cursor over the enemy hero and it actually does say exactly who it is. Anyways, my rant all aside, let's actually get into the analysis and breakdown of this game. We've been just kind of rambling for about a minute and a half here, as we do have level 4 coming in. Falstad did go into the Seasoned Marksman at level 1 and went into the Hammer Gains at level 2. This is what I was talking about in the draft with self-sustain. This is actually... I've had a lot of people saying like, oh, Hammer Gains at level 4 is a must. Me personally, I actually, if I don't go into Seasoned Marksman, I don't go into Hammer Gains, because Hammer Gains is based off of your basic attack damage. So if you're scaling your basic attack damage, these two go hand in hand. If you're going into something obviously like Wingman, going for the shielding at level 4, I can't remember, static shield I think it is. I personally like that one because it's just a little more shielding and a little more sustain when you just throw that W and you're trying to maybe get away, because most people will split when you throw the W on top of them, so that lightning rod. So that's just at least the way that I look at it. Obviously everyone can interpret it differently, but either way, we have our first objective up and available, 6 to 6 on our levels, as ETC is still working on this top lane. We don't have anyone with 10 talent here just yet, so we're not going to be seeing any sort of stage dive, but this Imperius is going to get dove upon, and first blood, actually, well, I guess first blood for the members of Hanamura Drift is going to be on the Imperius. Dear Lord. Anyways, top lane's going to be sieged in. They're actually not too worried about the channel right now because it's only at about 30%, and Imperius is not going to be up for another 2, so they say, well, while this is happening, we might as well try and soft push the top lane. If we can get the Trigger Protector, that's going to be a huge advantage for us. Stun coming out from Uther to force back Genzers, and they get whittled down enough, and also the damage being thrown out from Li Ming was also going to be kind of forcing them away right there. Chen doing a really smart thing and kind of cycling in and out of this point. You do not have to be on it the entire time. As long as this circle is illuminated in your team's color, then you'll have that rise in the percent. But we are getting to that 90% area, and this is when they need to make a play happen. They need to force them off the point, and this is also when you see a lot of teams start to break off and go for the fortification camp for the second time, but this is going to be overtime coming out on the point. This is going to be Chen diving in. Flash is very, very low, trying to get away from the Chen, who kicks out once again. They end up getting picked off, and Ridley very, very low, trying to walk their way out of there. Power Slide will be able to get them towards the friendly gate, and this is going to be overtime with the false set down for 13 seconds. They should have flight up and available, so they should be able to rotate in here. This is, I think, is this secret weapon? Yeah. This is, I have not seen a build like this in probably like 2 years. Like it feels, it's probably way less than that, but like still, like I have not seen that auto attack based build in a very long time. This is like the very, very old Falstad before Magestad became like the mainstay. But now that Falstad's back, they did cycle out, or excuse me, stagger out the death onto the Imperius, and so they have to give over this first one. But Gensers is getting very low. They actually don't get in the Triglav Protector, but they still get enough healing from the Tyrannus to survive. Triglav Protector now pushing in through mid lane, and they'll back off to get a gunner. They actually get the Arthas in there. Should know. Look at Arthas' health on the top bar right there. When the Triglav Protector goes down, Arthas is a main target, and as long as they realize this still on the side of House of Chez, they can really play around that factor and just kind of wait for the Triglav Protector to fall, and then they can capitalize on the low health of Arthas. This is probably 500 health or so. Li Ming can get a great reset off of that one. You can see they're actually playing around that factor. I think they're trying to play to the far side of this to this Triglav Protector phase, because they know when that drops out, that's going to be an Arthas for a Li Ming to get resets. But now they're backing off here. They're pulling the enemy team a little too far away. Imperius is in bottom lane as well. The Arthas did cycle out. Gensers is going to be able to hearth back behind the friendly gate. We have Raynor who jumped in, but there's only 9 or so seconds left on this thing. And realistically, for a first Triglav Protector phase, they did not get much value. The House of Chez doing an amazing job of forcing them back. Or build puke. Secret weapon, like secret weapon, I have not seen a secret weapon game in forever. I'm actually kind of excited about this. Let's actually cycle through some of the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like, because we haven't looked at them just yet. And I also am curious to see what the auto attack damages look like from Falstad. Currently, heroic damage is around 7k. Li Ming doubling that with 14 on the opposing side. We have the Chen actually with the most heroic damage by 11,000. Raynor down by about 4,000 right there. Either way, we'll cycle through some other numbers, get an idea of what those look like, but we are going to be resetting for control point B. I didn't look at the timer specifically, but I think we're going to be somewhere around the 8-minute 30s, 9-minute mark in the game when we should have control point B opening up for contest between the two teams. So while that's happening, it's going to be camp plays, looking for items to be able to buff out the friendly team, as well as trying to get to 10 talent here, maybe even looking for a fight. Li Ming is poking out here and there. The friendly team needs to rotate in. Falstad went into Hinterland's Blast, so they're banking on getting the Divine Mosh with a Hinterland's Blast on top of it. No Wrath of Angiris for the Imperius right there, going to be going into the Angelic Armament. But now look at this rotation coming through. This is I was saying, like, they're kind of grouped up. As if ETC had a power slide right there, they might have been able to catch a mosh, but not going to be going for it. They back off, and they're just going to kind of wait for this objective. Falstad going to be flying into bottom lane. That means, and they actually do fly by Chen. I think the Chen might have seen that. The reason I'm pointing this out is because they can play around the fact that Falstad can't make a quick rotation without actually maneuvering out of lane. They can't actually use the flight. So if they were to start an engagement that's 4v5 in the favor of CT Hanamura Drift, then, well, Falstad has to just make the long rotation. But Chen is going to be staying down here in bottom lane, just forcing back the Falstad as quickly as possible. And speaking of Falstad, they're about halfway, if not more, through their season marksman at 23 out of the 40 necessary. So still working on that one. But once they can get that, I mean, you are getting baseline increased damage. What is actually, let's look at Falstad's damage really quickly. 180, you can actually see it going up by, the 0.2 right there every single time, but it's going to be increased currently by 24.72, well, 92, as it's rising up a little bit further. So overall, they're going to be doing 185 in auto, and then I believe they get 80% damage increase while the hammering is out. So if they throw that out and they get a couple autos out, that's going to be that's a lot of damage that they can put in there, but that's going to be the Divine Shield and the Mosh Pit going out onto the ETC with the Hinterland's Blast coming out as well. Double dance party, as that will be the Jaina and the Tyrande getting caught in that one. The Storm Earth and Fire was used by the Chen to harass a little bit. Flash going to get a great heal out out from the Uther right there as the Celestial Charge came through, but unfortunately one of the clones does go down. Angelic Garment going to be thrown out as well. They're not going to be able to capitalize any further in this, but as I said, control point somewhere around that 8:30 to 9-minute mark in the game should be up, and there you see Uther rotating onto the point. This is huge for them. Now, they had a very early fight before the objective was up and available, so Jaina and Tyrande are up, and the other thing to note too is that the death timers are not the longest in the world right now. We're only sitting around 9 minutes into the game with 12 talent here on both sides, but for the first time in the series, the members of House of Chez are a bit in the driver's seat as they're looking for their first Triglav Protector, but Chen and friends can rotate on this, and we'll be able to see if they can try and make some plays happen here. That's going to be the Art. This is the first one to go down. Reset for Li Ming. Going to be trying to get a little extra damage on a Night Knight, who's able to cycle out as well. There was a biotic emitter thrown out by the members of House of Chez, and now looking comfortable here on Volskaya Foundry with 13 talent here, but they're right just as I was about to mention it, you can see this little blue circle starting to go back up. That 66% was stopped because they didn't have the anyone on the point or even just that little bit of control. But we reset and we wait, we get a Triglav Protector, and for the first time, as I said, House of Chez looking a lot more comfortable and also taking some good fights in their favor. Alrighty. Got a little bit of tea. Triglav Protector is going to be grabbed. 13 talent here is up on the side of House of Chez. Calculated throw. Hanamura drift on the defensive posture here as everyone's going to be rotating in and everyone's up for this defense. Raynor going to be trying to throw that pepper out as best as they can. Oh, and they're going for the keep here, which I like this play. If they're able to get this, I like this play a lot due to the, oh my god, that's so much damage onto Jenzers, who does pop the Army of the Dead. There's gonna be a mosh pit with the Divine Shield on top of it. Chen just having a blast, laying on their back during that entire fight, but that's gonna be the stun and the, oh no, the Rocket Glove actually might have pushed them closer to Flash. Actually they don't end up getting the kill onto Flash whatsoever. They find a counter kill onto, or not even a counter kill, just a kill onto Chen. Jenzer's getting very low as they'll continue to siege in through this top lane. Imperius and Li Ming in the Triglav Protector currently as they open up the front gate, and if they're able to get a keep here, this is huge for them. Now the reason I harp on this here and there, because there's multiple ways to play control point B Triglav Protector. You can get the fort in top, fort in mid, and then open up bottom lane a little bit further. You can see teams rotate straight into bottom and open that up, or you can go for the top lane keep. And the reason I always like this play a lot, if you're able to do it, because it's very difficult, obviously. The enemy team has short death timers. They have the ability to just tap into the Hall of Storm for a little bit of extra healing and mana, but the reason I always harp on this and I love it is the fact that you have constant catapult pressure coming through top lane. So in 2.5 minutes or so, when we get our next Triglav Protector in control point C in the bottom lane, you'll have consistent catapult pressures through this top lane, meaning the longer you delay out the enemy team, you can play this so slow. You can battle over this, you can sit and have the enemy team contesting it and having control, but that means that they're going to have to cycle one out at some point to deal with the catapult pressure that's going to be mounting. We are early in the game, but these catapults, while stacked up, will end the game in favor for the team. So if you're able to stop a team from backing, or kind of put them on this timer where they say we have to have a fight quick, we have to have a quick fight and then back off, that is a difficult spot to be in. Also, with all of the siege they just took and all the kills they just found, they are going to be finding themselves nearing that 16 talent tier, almost 2 levels ahead of the enemy team. And this is, I mean, if you were to show someone game number 1 and then show them this game number 2, you'd think that there's just different teams on the side of Calculated Throw, Hanamura Drift. It's just the way that they're playing is so much more different than game number 1. They seem a little discombobulated here, just trying to find their footing on this Volskaya Foundry game, as top lane pressure is going to be crashing together. But as I said, there's a catapult with it. It's going to be empowered by that. It's going to be a lot more difficult for the natural wave to win out. So they have to rotate up here and clear that out. Chen making sure they're picking up experience in bottom lane, and you can see even the safe rotations coming out from them. Not too safe where they're actually forced back to their fort area, but still just making sure that they're not going to get picked off within said rotations. Falstead, 13 minutes roughly into the game, finishing the season marksman, but now they're rotating in. They want to try and find a fight. Great power slide from the ETC, looking for the Raynor, and they end up getting the mosh pit solo dance onto them, and the single pick is just what they needed. I gotta say, House of Chez looking real good right now on game number 2 in Volskaya Foundry. She'll disintegrate the ghouls and glass cannon in place until Chen jumps on her head, and then yeah, she'll get smooshed. She isn't glass canyon though. So she doesn't have that health being removed for spell power increase, or just, I think it's power overall increase. Fort mid lane is being slowly whittled on. The other thing to note too is that the Seasoned Marksman is uncapped, so we are going to be having 43 stacks and rising for this Falstead, 246 auto attack damage, and that's buffed by 80% when they have the hammering out and they're hitting a hero with that. So there's the hammering damage. And they actually go for the key for the fort right there. Hinterland's Blast coming out. I thought I saw a Divine Shield, but it's actually still on off cooldown. And this is going to be the Storm Within Fire. They're starting to turn this around, and this is a D shield onto ETC as Li Ming does go down right there. Power Slide from the ETC, stepped a little far out. Angelic Armament coming out from the Imperius as well, as there's going to be a root onto one, but I don't think they capitalize further. They find themselves a kill right there and start to bring themselves back experience-wise, as they have hit 16 talents here. We'll keep an eye on those for just a little bit, and then we'll cycle through some of the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like, as the game has progressed quite a bit here, and we've also had quite a few team fights. Speaking on the note of questing talents, everything is about done except for Jaina's baseline quest. She needs about 4,000 more damage to be able to get that ice block, and then you have 10 out of the 20 for the Lunar Blaze for Tyrande, but that's just damage increase. The 30% range does come when you just pick up the talent itself, because the Lunar range right there, you can see the quest itself is just damage increase not over time, but you're slowly increasing the damage up to 100%, 5% every single time. Right? 5% every time? Yeah. A little bit of kick, a little bit of poke, but no one playing up just yet. Here's the catapult pressure, as I was noting beforehand. This is actually, they need to keep an eye on this. Jaina is back. Once they see the Jaina, I wonder if they're gonna, so we have the vision for the blue team. Once they see the Jaina up there, look at this. They know that they can jump onto the point, and they're going to be able to force them away. Raider's going to be doing a little bit of damage onto Flash right there. Hanamura Drift. Seemingly... I'll be honest, like, it's just weird seeing how strong they were. They took a 10-minute game number 1, roughly, and now we see them a little bit on just trying to figure out how to get themselves in this game here. Sentinel coming out, gets a little bit of vision. Let's actually pull away the talents for a couple seconds. We'll cycle through the other numbers, as I said, in just a moment. I just want to see how this this third objective is going to play out, as Chen is looking for an angle. They're playing towards the side here. Moshpit going onto one. There's going to be the Divine Shield with the Hinterland's Blast. They do get the kill onto Raynor immediately. This is going to be a lot of damage onto the Chen. Pop Storm Within Fire. That also will be the Starfall coming out from Tyrande. Arthas will be going down 2 for none thus far, as they find a Falstead in return. They get the ETC, so it's 2 for 2, but this Chen is getting a little bit low, at least in the Storm Within Fire form. Water Elemental will be going down. The turrets, I love this, just this drive-by from them, and it's just like, oh, you're not in range anymore, I don't care about you. But they get 2 kills on both sides. They're going to hold over this point, and they're considering stepping up here, but I think it's a little risky, honestly. The Chen is the kind of the outlier for me right now. They're gonna tap well. They're just gonna get some mana and health as well. Diana's still sitting on the point. Catapults are mounting in top lane, but Rainer's gonna be up in 7 seconds to manage those. They're gonna have to just take some of that shield damage, and while Rainer's gonna be able to manage that, but overtime's coming through. Chen gonna kick away. They don't have Storm Within Fire for the next 73 seconds. They need to be careful about this right now. Raynor is clearing top lane. They're gonna cycle off the point, sidestepping the orb from Li Ming. Whew! Just sweaty palms right there, as they're gonna kick out onto Mariners in the backline. That's gonna be oh, they get the Chen kill right there, as they don't have enough damage. Water Elemental is here, but they're not redirecting onto the Uther, but Rainer's coming in, trying to help out. Jaina does go down. That's a reset for Li Ming. Rainer's Raider going to be here. Arthas with a great Howling Blast as well. That is going to be a root from the Tyrande, as Uther does go down. No 20 talents here yet, so no redemption, but they still have Ghost Heals. Genser's so very low, does get picked off, and this has been an absolute bloodbath, but I think the members of House of Chez will be able to grab this Triglav Protector here, and the big thing to note as well is they have top lane catapults coming in. And this is the reason I was so adamant about this top lane pressure, is because of this situation right here. We're so late in the game. It's gotten 28% off the core itself. They can just rotate straight through top lane and end game. It's 30 seconds for 2 players, 10 for 1. Chen's just back up. They're going to be looking to end game through that top lane potentially. They can actually rotate through mid if they wanted to speed this up a little bit. Falstead is going through top. Can they make the defense? Triglav Protector taking a little bit of damage. What's the Triglav Protector health right now? Is like, it's like 100k? No, it's way more than that. It's like, excuse me, less than that. I meant to say 10. 28,000. when it comes to the Triglav Protector health, and it's autoing for roughly 450-ish. That hurts. That hurts. That's like, what? A third of Li Ming's health every single time that autos? No, it's probably with Glass Cannon. All right, we haven't seen the talents in a little bit. We haven't seen the numbers. Let's cycle through those as promised. Carpe Felix, thank you so much for the 500 bits. I will resend your alert when we get out of this game. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that support, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 20 to 19 in levels, and we are going to be seeing Triglav Protector still whittling through this mid lane keep. Top lane still is catapults coming on in. Triglav Protector going to dive out. They get the keep in mid. 23 seconds on the Triglav Protector itself. They're going to be looking to posture up onto core, but look at how much shielding they're going to have to go through first. They don't have a wave behind them, but you can see this Triglav Protector is already doing a significant amount of damage. I think they might be even saying in comms, like, why don't we just go straight to core? Like, we're absolutely bodying this thing. They actually don't take any percent off of that. Mosh pit coming out from the ETC. High Hinterland's Blast going to be out as well. Arth is taking a bit of a dance time. There's going to be having a dance right there as they end up getting picked off. That's going to be Starfall. Chen, I think they were trying to get the Storm within fight. Actually, they didn't even have it up. There's a weird kick in from them, but the members of House of Chez have decided to take us to a game number 3. And we have got a series on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. GG's go over to them. Well played from House of Chez. We go to game 3. Thank you so much, Carpe Felix.
This cosmic dance.
I can't thank you enough for that. Thank you.
Decadence and withheld permissions twists all our arms collectively, but if sweetness can win, and it can, then I'll still be here tomorrow to high-five you yesterday, my friend.
Miles, thanks for joining the server. Alrighty, everyone. Show some talents and find out what we're going to be doing for our next map here. Bum 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 bum. Alrighty. Sorry, let me get a message out to the Division D team that we might be late, just so they know as well. I don't want to keep them waiting. The baddest dudes versus at the spoilers. Okay. Alrighty. Back to Bandit and I. Let's update our team scores, and let's get into a game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Well, first we have to find out what map. I just realized that they didn't respond to me yet. Oh, they did. Okay, cool. Yes, we did it, team. All right. That's that, and that's that. Alrighty. There's that, and let's make the map. And it's team 2. Cool. Oh my god, here's ShareBot. Oh, look at me, I'm Nightbot, big name bot. I love you, Hero ShareBot. Oh my god, is that good? That is so good. Let's swap you for you. Let's swap you for over there, and then that's gonna be that team. What a great game number 2, though. I'll be honest, like that was really, really awesome. Good back and forths, really, really fun engagements. But we are here. We are ready to go. Well, I'm ready to go. I have to ask the teams if they are ready to go, and then we'll get going into game number 2 here. Excuse me, 3. Dear Lord. Thanks to everyone for hanging out. Once again, thanks to Totski and Graysville for the raids. Moist Venus, thank you for the bits. And also, Carpe Feels, thank you for the mega 500 bits that you donated, as well as Sudokan, thank you for the 2 months of Twitch Prime subscription here. Thank you. Just seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you. That should be fine for them. Okay, cool. That's always good when the teams are just like, oh no, don't worry about it. Like, we're okay with starting a little bit later. And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. R for revenge. Flash. Okay, no, it's the same team. I need one from the opposing side. Muntendor. Thank you for the. I'm sorry for murdering your name. Thank you for so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying the content that you're seeing. Ninja, what's up, bud? Thanks for coming by. All right, everyone. We are ready. We are here. We are in game number 3. Let's go ahead and get on into our draft. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. We are here in our final game of our first best of 3 of the evening. We have another best of 3 after this one, so don't go anywhere after this one. We got to keep that. We got to keep everyone here so we can see Division D West and see the baddest dudes versus the spoilers. That will be our follow-up matchup to this one, and we will roll straight from this one into that one. We'll probably do a short interview with one of the players from the winning team here, just to give them a couple seconds to highlight their plays and everything like that. But we are on Cursed Hollow. We have the members of House of Chez on the left, and oh my god, I keep wanting to say it. Calculated throw, Hanamura drift. I keep wanting to say can't counterpick stupid. I don't know why. I have no idea why. My brain just won't transition. But Carpe Feels, you know, Carpe Feels just asked us in draft how we got here. And you know what? Let me tell you. Let me specifically tell you how we got here. The home team of House of Chez is going to be winning the coin flip. We have first pick priority coming out from them from game number 1. Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout were banned out by them. Calculated throw, Hanamura Drift is going to be banning out Sky Temple and Infernal Shrines. We have Battlefield of Eternity for the first map chosen by them and won by them. Game number 2, House of Chez opted for first pick priority, meaning map pick went over to CT Hanamura Drift, which is going to be Volsky Foundry. They lost that map, and now CT Hanamura Drift has the option for map pick priority or first pick. They're going to choose first pick, and then House of Chez will be taking us to Cursed Hollow for our final game in our first best of 3. Let's get back into the draft and find out what we get for our picks, as we have an Ariel being banned out as well as an Vala, and then same to Rexar, Rhaegar, Garrosh, Rexar ban on the left-hand side. ETC, the mainstay for a lot of these players in Division C. Seems like ETC seems to be is just the main priority. I feel like I've seen him so much. Joanna will be let through as she wasn't banned out in the second ban slot, as we've seen her in the game 1 and game 2. So this is we get to see the first time. Maybe this might have been a target ban onto one player, but that will be Falstad being picked up very early here. And I think once again, you know, Falstad is going to be going into Season Marksman, going to be looking to get that siege damage in. Blessed Shield could set up for a great Hinterlands Blast, but this is a double boss map. I think we're going to be seeing I would be expecting a gust out from that Falstad 1000%. Like, that Falstad should be gusting here, because the boss control you can get with it is absolutely huge. But Tyrande going to be picked up. Do we see the Jaina once again? Because that would synergize with the ETC very well. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. You have Mosh Pit with a Ring of Frost, even Stage Dive, and Water Elemental are still awesome heroic talents as well. Sustained damage from that Water Elemental can be really impactful, but they need something in the solo lane department, and they also need some extra damage for the Jaina. They're actually going to ban out the Chen. They do not want to deal with this once again. I was actually wondering if they were going to ban out the Dahaka, as this is such a large map. To match the Falstad Global, to grab the Dahaka would be huge for them, but we'll see as the draft does progress here. On the right-hand side, trying to think off the top of my head. Li Ming was quite annoying in that last game. I would actually consider banning out the Li Ming here. Like 100%. 100% I would ban out the Li Ming. I do not want to deal with that. The reset value from her was really good. The poke potential around the shrines, or excuse me, around the tributes is really, really impactful. But it's actually going to be a Gul'dan, not wanting to deal with that. And just Gul'dan sieging with the wave, I guess that makes a lot of sense. You can also get good poke out with him as well. It's just I think the Li Ming with the stray damage coming in and the reset potential is really, really huge from her. Either way, we are going to be having Falstad Joan on the left-hand side. This is where they could grab that Li Ming. Maybe even the Dahaka too, if they wanted to try and go for the double global and steal it away from the opposing side. I wouldn't be too opposed to it. Uther will be the pickup with an Alarak as well. Alarak was another hero we saw banned in the 3rd slot consistently by the members of Calculated Throw, Hanamura Drift. So maybe. Either way, This, I would actually expect a Rainer here, because it pairs into the Jaina, and then something in the solo. I love the Dahaka still. I think you go Dahaka Rainer here. I think it'd be huge for them. Or even Hanzo would be good, but Lunar is going to be the grab. What a great skin for her. Even better that they just swapped off with the one they swapped off onto. But Lunara gonna be picked up. That's gonna be providing them some good vision. She's got good poke potential as well. The damage over time is something that Uther does struggle with notoriously. So it's not like, oh, they picked up Lunara, Uther's on the opposing side, GG, well played. No, it's definitely going to just be a bit of a struggle for them. Unlike last game, there's not as much self-sustain. Joanna does kind of have that she has the iron skin. Falstad, if they go into the same build, has the same kind of self-sustain. Alarak, I believe, they can go into sustain lightning at level 1 if they want, but there's the Li Ming rounding out on the opposing side, and so I'm a little scared for calculated through a Hanamura drift, I'll be honest. They have a really good composition, good core draft, really great matching in the Falstad with the Dahaka. The Jaina has good poke, damage over time from Lunara will be huge, but it's the reset value from Li Ming and the stacking and scaling from Alarak, which is what I'm most scared about. If they're going into Seasoned Marksman as well, Falstad, Alarak, Li Ming is going to be such a deadly force to deal with because you have reset plus the scaling from Alarak plus the scaling from Falstad. So it's just something of note here, but we are going to be getting into Cursed Hollow for our third game of our first best of 3, and I just want to thank you all so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for supporting already, and it means the world to me that we're getting closer and closer to that partner goal. As I said, if we have good stats tonight, we're going to try and apply for partner tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be able to attain that. Maybe they'll answer me before the New Year's. Maybe I'll just someone's just gonna be at a Christmas party and they're gonna be answering emails and they accidentally push partner yes for me, and then that's it. That we'll bank on that as the moment here. But the reason I want to get it so bad is just because of the fact that we get transcoding. I don't care about making money off the stream. You've seen people come in here and say, say this for 500 bits, and I don't care. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to put on a good show for all of you, and that's really what that would allow us to do. But you can hear the chickens already coming in, and let's go ahead and get into game number 3. On the right-hand side, we got the members of House of Chez. We have got Uther being played by Caribou. We're going to be having Mariners on the Falstad. We have Death on the Li Ming. Flash going to be on the Alarak, and we have Ridley on the Joanna. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Calculated Throw, Hanamura Drift. We are going to be seeing the Genzers on ETC. Shrivs is going to be on the Lunara. We have Brickhouse on the Jaina. Night Knight's going to be on the Tyrande, and Danlore is going to be on the Dahaka. Mystic, thank you so much for the tier 1 subscription, my friend. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sarah. I hope I get it as well. Take it home, HD. You think so, Mystic? We'll have to see. Thanks for the follow as well, bud. Appreciate that. I'll resend your sub when we get out of this game, but Sentinel coming out. A little bit of damage right now. No one trying to step up just yet. Falstad is Seasoned Marksman build once again. Alarak did go into the, not Applied Force, Ruthless Momentum, Applied Forces at level 7. Because I was immediately like, why isn't his sadism reduced by 10%? No, they went Ruthless Momentum. So I would expect this to be Show of Force at level 4, and then probably Applied Force at level 7 for them. But now Alarak going to be rotating in the top lane. Lunar will be the matchup. I'm curious to see how this matchup actually works out. I don't get to see many Alarak solo lane matchups too often anymore, I feel. It's mostly in the 4-member group trying to be a nuisance, but since Cursed Hollow is such a large map and there's such a split, we are going to be seeing the solo laners battling it out in bottom lane, which this makes a lot of sense. You want to have your solo laners in the same lane. We do have the objective first popping up at top lane. That is going to be popping up at the 2-minute and 30-second mark, and then you will be having the announcement will be at 2 minutes and 30, and then you'll have the full capable tribute up and available at the 3-minute mark in the game. You heard that, Valkia? I know. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. I think it's just because you're in chat. That's it. Good luck on partner. Thank you, Ninja. I appreciate it. I almost heard that counter-terrorist. Counter-terrorist Hanamura. I was actually really funny because I don't know if I said this to everyone in chat yet, but when we were getting into the lobby to do map bans and stuff, I literally was just like, hey, so what is CT Hanamura Drift? And then someone on the opposing side, someone from House of Chez, oh, actually, hold on, Lunar going down in top lane. I'm sorry for missing that one right there. But someone on the opposing side, someone from House of Chez, I believe it was Flash themselves, literally goes, "Oh no, it's calculated throw," and I was like, "Oh, I thought it was counter-terrorist." And they were just like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "From CS:GO or Counter-Strike Source or what?" Like I play Counter-Strike Source, but anyway, sorry. That was the immediately when I was picking up the game, I was just like, counter-terrorist Hanamura drift. That's an odd one, but you know what? Teams make up whatever names they want. I mean, heck, we got deep fried Ragnaros, or excuse me, deep fried Ragaros, not even Ragnaros, which is actually an amalgamation of two different teams. It's Deep Fried Pizzas and Behold Ragaros from the Heroes Lounge Division 2 or 3. I can't remember off the top of my head, but those are some fun matches to cast between those two teams. We are going to be seeing our first objective popping up, and this is going to be ETC doing their best to hold this top lane. Sorry, I meant to jump over to the red side vision. I just didn't have that selected quick enough. I was just curious if the ETC was going to get collapsed upon, but I also wanted to show the vision of what they were seeing for a couple seconds right there. This is actually Sentinel Wisp. Where is the Sentinel Wisp? Okay, no. Oh, she went into nature. No, she didn't, huh? It's just there's so much vision for the red team already. I feel like the Sentinel Wisp is out somewhere, but either way, the Dahak is going to burrow charge up. Falstead is in range to fly. They're going to be flying just shy of the entire engagement. You don't want to land in the middle of the engagement and potentially just get picked off because there is a giant circle in the ground that says, hey, Falstead's going to land right here. Aim all of your abilities right there because you can body them. Caribou taking a lot of damage. That will be the Sun from the Uther as well. Condemn from really to pull them back. That's going to be a great telekinesis from the Alarak, but they themselves are getting very low. Mariners is looking for a potential kill onto the Dahaka, but with a 200 health pool still left, going to be able to cycle out. Going to be actually trying to get some minions killed here because they can pick up more essence. They did go into the one who collects at level 4, but that's going to be another kill going out onto the Lunara right there as Li Ming finds a combo. And that Lunara, whew, they need that spell shield yesterday, but I believe it's at 13 talent here where they're able to actually pick up a spell shield. So until then, they're going to have to play safe away from this Li Ming. But first objective did go over in favor for House of Chez as Hanamura Drift going to be defensive here, but not too far behind. Ninja, what's up? Or excuse me, Special Kid Miles, sorry. That Pog Slide. I don't know why. I read Ninja and Pog Slide. I was like, yeah, exactly. Division 3, thank you so much, Valk. Deep Fried Pizzas versus Behold Ragaros, yeah. Those are some fun games. Like if you missed the game actually last night, we got to cast Deep Fried Ragaros, and still a strong team, definitely a team to watch out for in but Division B East, if I'm not mistaken. Division Division C East. My mistake. I thought they were in B. Sorry, I flipped. I know I casted a C and a B game last night, but I flipped it in my head. Actually, so I think they're Division C West. I'm misreading my notes because it's where the first letter is. It's just kind of a blob, and then I scribbled the rest. So I'm not too sure if I wrote a W or an E. But either way, they're a strong team, and I'm excited to see what they do in Division C. Either way, we have our second objective popping up in the top left. We had top center, top left. The next one actually should be bottom right based on the rotation that comes through. It comes in waves of 3 and it resets after the third one, so it can be around the map anywhere. But Tehran is going to be the first one to go down right there. Reset for the Li Ming. Danlor is going to be very low, does need to cycle out, but right now we actually have the Falstead barrel rolling forward, and they're just punishing this Lunara. Not so much punishing, just bullying her as they find a third kill onto her right there. The Tyrande going down. So I was like, oh, wait a minute, how do they have 4 kills? I missed the Tyrande going down, kinda. I heard the reset and everything, and I think I called it out, but it was just like, poof, out of my brain instantaneously. C East, thank you, thank you. Alrighty. Looks like they're going to go for a boss play right here on the right-hand side. Let's jump over to the vision for our blue team to see how they play into this and see if they're able to stumble upon this. Wisp is coming out, so they know that there's somewhere around. There's going to be the face melt from the ETC forcing them back. Let's actually cycle through some of the other numbers right now as we are having a brawl take place. So we can kind of see those numbers change as they are going to be going back and forth as Gensers is taking quite a bit of damage, able to get right behind the gate with some 500 health probably, but the boss is going to leash. You can see it slowly losing or slowly gaining its health. Now, there's 2 different leashing methods. If you didn't know that in the game, you just saw the first one. The first leash is a slow jump, and then it's the slow little jumps that you get, and then the second leash. So if you actually leash an objective, or excuse me, if you leash a camp a second time, so if you kind of go up to it, hit it, and then walk away from it, and if you take it down to like half health, the health that it regains isn't the same as before. It doesn't jump up slowly to the full health. It jumps in chunks. So something to consider if you ever give something over like that, and it's the second time, and you're like, oh yeah, like we'll get it on this like the third time around or whatever. Don't. It's most of the time that's not worth it. There's probably something better, because if you have enough time to get that the third time, that means you probably wipe the enemy team and you might as well go get a keep or a fort or end the game. Anyways, my rant aside, 10 talent tier up on the side of House of Chez, as they also do have Curse in their favor. They're going to be playing this aggressive as heck through the top lane, and I think with the 10 talent tier, they're just trying to threaten to the enemy side, but they realize this and they're just going to play back, and they say, you know what, take whatever you need. We'll just go ahead and back off and wait for you to finish your Curse phase. But this is a bit of an odd spot to be in, where Lunara is actually on the far side. That's going to be false-sided with the flight over. Alarak did go into deadly charge as well, so they're going to be able to chase into this. But here's the thing, they're spending so much time trying to kill a deer when they could be soaking other lanes. Dahaka's managing top. Jaina and Tyrande are going to be managing mid, so realistically, during a lot of this phase, they chased for a solid 10 to 15 seconds on Lunara, and getting that kill, yeah, is great, but you're going to get a single fort during this entire phase, where I feel like you might have been able to split push through 3 lanes and find yourself an even greater advantage in the game. But we still have 8 seconds. Let's see what kind of value they get. I think they're going to try and clear this wave. Extended lightning through it? Yeah, okay, I was about to say, like, wait, where's the extended lightning? But the other thing to consider, too, is regeneration glow, or excuse me, the experience globes, you need to step forward for those as well. ETC with the mosh pit. Clems goes out onto the Joanne as well, who pops the air and skip. That's a lot of damage. D-shield onto the Falstad to make sure they get away. They do have the gust up and available, so if this fight starts to go sideways, they can gust the enemy team away. Not going to be able to get the barrel roll through in time, as the Toronto does have the Starfall out as well, and that will be a kill in favor for the members of Hanamura Drift. Now, with that kill, without Falstad here, they're considering boss once again. And if I'm on the opposing side, I'd be like, and if I don't see where the enemy team went, I'd just be going straight to boss. They can see Dahaka's moving through that area, so they're you can see, like, yeah, they're a little bit worried. Joanna's gonna anchor in the bush over there, but on the opposing side, they're all the way up here working on their own boss. This is learning stream. We do our best. We do our best to teach. Definitely do our best to teach here. Then stay tuned as the baddest dudes that put on a clinic. Cactus Ham. I'm excited for this one. Putting on a clinic for what is the big question. Because I can put on a clinic to show you how to not play Li Ming properly. I'm very good at doing that. Or if you ever wanted to learn how to not play Kael'Thuzad, watch me try and play Kael'Thuzad. AKA, watch me try and play any mage and watch me not do it properly is the motif of this entire thing. But now if you want to learn how to play Asmodan, you might learn something from me. I doubt it, but you might. Anyways, we are going to be having boss and bottom lane pushing on up. It is going to be crashing into the keep front gate, rather where this top lane is going to be just crashing out of the fort. Keep front gate's going to take a little bit of damage, but I don't think it's going to be too much. Hearths are coming out from quite a few members as they need to manage the bottom lane, and now they have this great camp in mid lane as well for the members of House of Chez. And when you can see so many members on the opposing side in bottom lane, you're definitely looking to, you can count, what, 3, 4 over there, and ETC is the only one over here in mid. This is an easy fort in your favor. Definitely an easy fort. How many can they actually count? 3 on minimap. Li Ming, I think, or excuse me, Tyrande was, I think, not showing on minimap right there. But 13 talent here up in favor for the members of House of Chez. We have Calculated Throw, Hanamura Drift. Not, I wouldn't say like bleeding out by any means. I don't think they're out of this game whatsoever. This boss is actually doing a ton of work for them, getting way more value than I expected. But we have Falstad flying over. I'm actually a little surprised by this fly, because realistically, you could have just Hearth. I think maybe they were worried about potentially missing out on stacks, because you know you gotta hear them dings. The thing is, so this is the reason why I was saying, like, oh man, if you Hearth, because now you would have the flight to get back over here. Granted, the opposing enemy team isn't here in time, so it's not that big of a deal. Falstad going to push out one more wave. Once again, the enemy team can see that Falstad is over. I believe they saw that the Falstad was over there on the left-hand side for a couple seconds, so they can step up into this, but they're not too far away. Flash is going to be the first one. Power Slide coming through. That's no Mosh Pit coming out immediately. There's going to be the Divine Shield onto the Alarak. I think they were worried about the actual Mosh Pit potential coming out. Deadly Charge is going to be chasing into Brick House over here on the right-hand side. They get picked off, as that's going to be Lunara leaping around. Flash going to be taking quite a bit of damage. They end up getting picked off by the Water Elemental. Meanwhile, Lunara is just dumping in the damage into Ridley here from a distance. The Water Elemental still chasing in. Tongue Drag connects onto the Joanna. Iron Skin going to be used as well. Li Ming is going to be throwing out a Disintegrate and finds a reset for themselves. Can they get another combo? Not going to be able to find the Arcane Orb or anything like that. But, oh, that's a really good stun from Uther, as Shrivs is so very low. Combo from Li Ming doesn't connect onto them. They get away with like 13 health, I think. Meanwhile, in top lane, they're going to be forced back, and I think this is going to be Joan and friends able to grab an objective on the side of House of Chez. Once again, I got to say, game number 2 and game number 3, this team is really firing on all cylinders and looking very, very strong. But We're not going to count them out just yet because here's the storm. It can go any way. And plus, you know, bottom lane's opened up on the opposing side. Excuse me, bottom lane's open up on the side of Calculated Throw, Hanamura Drift, and then on the left-hand side, we have House of Chez with the same kind of thing in top lane. A little bit more health on their keep, but still, it is an open keep to potentially end the game. 2 minutes on both the bosses, roughly. So we could see a team rotate after this objective here and potentially get a boss. If they're able to grab the second objective on the side of House of Chez, definitely going for a boss would be huge for them, because that way if they get the third objective, which I wasn't looking at where they were, but I think if it's top mid, bottom right, I think the third one will be top left. I think it will be here because we had top middle, and I think it bounces back. It's either going to be top left or bottom left. I'm like 50% sure it's top left. I know that's not a whole lot of confidence right there, because that just, yeah, it's 50% sure on 2 things. Greater spell shield OP. Sadism stacks. Oh god, is that supposed to be the Oi from Dota Underlords? 16 talent tier up on the side. This is actually a little surprising that they're not going to be trying to press into this and they're just going to give over the curse phase. Okay, they give that over and they're just going to continue to push up top lane a little bit further. Alarak Sadism sitting at 90 right now, as I believe they were picked off recently, were they not? Yeah, they did die recently. But look at this rotation coming in. Joanna with a Condemn connecting onto a few. They have the power side from the ATC. I think they might have been looking for a mosh pit, but they end up going down, not able to get the five-member YouTube play mosh pit they were looking for. That's a rough go right there, especially with the curse phase coming up, but you're not going to get cursed. You do have to consider the fact that the bosses are about 30 seconds away here. Also, for anyone wondering, this little thing, you know how if you're looking at the minimap when I'm doing this and I can see all the boss timers, this works in regular games. So because I actually was testing this recently and I was just like, man, this is such a great caster tool. And I was like, wait, this isn't every single game. I'm a potato. So yeah, the big thing is that, you know, if you're sitting here and you're playing stuff and you're looking at other, or if you're even brawling out or making a rotation, just being able, instead of having to click on the map and look over at it, you can always just hover your cursor. So Boston bottom lane just came back up. Flash is going to get the channel. That's going to put them up 2-1 in this curse phase. We will be seeing the next one in my guess. Oh, I did say it was top left, so hooray for me. It does reset, so it's going to be random across the map. I believe it won't repeat the same spot, but it does kind of randomize once again, so they're going to be able to grab that right there. Siege camp wise, they're going to rotate for the boss, and with boss and potentially curse coming up, this is actually really good positioning in favor for the members of House of Chez, because they can grab boss and they'll be here already. Granted, they do have to rotate from top and they still have to go through the announcement and everything, which is 30 seconds. Excuse me. So in 30 seconds, they should be able to grab this boss and rotate into top lane. This objective fight's gonna be really interesting though, because bottom lane keep is very low, top lane keep is pretty healthy. I mean, we're seeing what, 14,305. We're gonna do some caster math, team. It's a 4,000 health difference, roughly, plus or minus caster math. I have not played Dota Underlords really, but maybe one game. I have not butted Dota Underlords really, but one game. See, I feel targeted. Flash gonna try and go for the channel. 16's up on both sides. Bless Shield coming out from the Joanna. That's gonna be an ETC getting shredded right there. Keep in bottom is being threatened, as well as the keep in mid is being threatened by the camp as well. That's gonna be Janet taking a lot of damage. That will be the extended lightning to find the kill. Reset for the Li Ming as well. 2-for-0 as House of Chez is going for the channel, looking for the curse. If they're able to get this means that the boss and mid lane push are gonna be easily uncontested. Top lane still has this, but I don't think they're worried about that. They're looking to potentially end game, as this camp is now gonna be shredding through this keep in mid. Boss is now approaching the core with half its health, and the enemy team is on the tails of Calculated Throw, Hanamura Drift. They pull a Dahaka in. That's going to be a lot of damage onto them. They burrow down for a couple seconds. 124 sadism currently on the Alarak. And I think that is where they're going to be ending it, as we do get a convection to pull them in, or excuse me, a condemn to pull them in. But the members of House of Chez reverse sweep in our first best of 3 of the evening. GG, well played. Buttspot hits my messages more often than other people. I feel like I need to increase the frequency of Buttspot. I don't know about everyone else, but I feel like it needs to be more. No? All right, we're gonna get a quick interview with the captain from one of the. Oh no, lobby group 2. I hope I didn't send them to the wrong channel. Lobby 2, please. Flash, get on in here. I guess Baja thinks you're a butt. Absolutely, that's it, Caladorn. Nailed it. But don't go anywhere. We have one more best of 3 after this one. But at this time, we are going to be joined by Flash. Congratulations on your victory. How you feeling after that?
Feeling real good, man.
I can't believe you reverse sweep that, because game 1, they took you down in about 11 minutes, and that is a hard bounce back in my opinion.
We had a stupid drafting game. It was stupid. It made absolutely no sense. We recognized it after we did it, and we're like, this is dumb. We're going to lose. So, we fixed it.
Question. Now, honest to God question, because I looked at your draft. Did you draft for Infernal Shrines by accident? Because it seemed like your composition worked really well on Infernal Shrines.
No, it was all my terrible draft calling. I was just sort of like I had like tunnel vision on a couple of characters.
Oh,
I had tunnel vision on a couple characters. We had a couple of subs in, or one sub in, and I just sort of thought we were playing with our other guy for a second, and I sort of got lost in the draft, and that was totally my fault. So that was sort of a wash at the draft.
Dang, but you reverse sweep back. So coming back after that game right there, was it just like we recognize that it was a bad draft and we can bring this back because we know we can win, or was there still like a little bit of like momentum building you had to do as a team?
Well, they play setup comps, and we have things to respond to that. So they just play comps where it's like, okay, slide and combo, or flip and combo, or Arthas root and combo. So we have things to answer that. So
no, it was good. You actually really started, like I said it in game 2 and 3. It seemed like it was almost different teams that logged in, but a draft composition and a mental state can absolutely drive the entire game 1, and it showed a little bit. But I gotta say, it was such a fun series between the two teams. Was there any sort of struggle that you really had to kind of identify and figure out, or was it just like we know their compositions, we know what we're gonna do, we just have to we have to put game 1 behind us?
Yeah, it was more of like a shake it off, like, you know, let's see what they draft, and they draft ETC Tyrande, so they show their cards, we know what they're doing, and it's like, all right, now let's draft our response to that, instead of me getting tunnel vision and drafting poorly. So
it was
definitely turned it around.
It was a really fun set. Before I let you run out of here, any shots that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours.
Whole team, man. Caribou, Death of Icarus, Mariners, Ridley, welcome to the team. Death 1300s, thanks for filling in. Chesmix, Hurricane, No Dice, and
who was the last one to cut out? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, and Peach.
Okay, just want to make sure they get their credit. That's the big thing.
6 months. We still credit.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. I'm sorry it's so very short, but enjoy your victory.
Fine. Sorry for the mishap in game 1. We had absolutely no clue. We thought we read all of them.
It happens. There's secret rules everywhere. But thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games. Enjoy your victory, and I can't wait to see you further down in Season 8.